everybody. Hi. Well, hi, Cindy. Hey, it is great to see you all here tonight. And we had a wonderful opening night last night, and we are sure excited for this premiere weekend of our brand new musical, The Studio. We've had a great time putting it together, very long days and nights, but well worth it, and really just a great experience working with this incredible group of people. And yeah, you can. And certainly some awesome parents who have raised them, and so thank you to all of you who were part of that. I would like to ask that you turn off your cell phones, and off actually means off, because even if they're on and they just vibrate, they wreak havoc with our sound system. So if you can turn them off, that would be awesome. Also, we leave on Wednesday for our tour to the Colorado Rocky Mountain area and through Utah, and even go to Bakersfield. Hey, I want to tell you something. Big news, folks. Our next bishop came out of that Bakersfield church, so you heard it here first. Anyway, apropos nothing, but my dad came out of that Bakersfield church too, so that's, listen to that, that's the sound of cell phones going off. But as we go on tour on Wednesday, we have an awesome website, starfiresingers.org or .com. Either one of those will work, or you can even just go to laumc.org and follow the links to our website, and you can follow along with daily updates, pictures. You can follow the itinerary. If you get bored with that, you can go look at past tour websites on the same site, but you won't get bored. You can see how many of us survived river rafting, all kinds of great things. So we encourage you to be virtual Starfire tour members with us as we embark on this journey. At the end of tonight's performance, we will take an offering, and that simply goes to help defray the cost of the tour and the cost of putting on the show, and we certainly thank you for your support. More than anything, we thank you for coming tonight. The hardest part about writing these musicals is getting the initial idea. And Carol and I really struggle. How do you use the same theme of community and tell it in a new way 25 years? And Carol actually had a dream. And as you know, dreams are pretty powerful tools that God uses to get our attention. And Carol dreamed this scenario of setting the show in an art studio and having people with different art forms coming together from different backgrounds and different interests. And so tonight literally is the result of a dream. And it's really a dream come true in many ways. What we believe is part of the reason that I think it's so important that we see each of us sees ourselves as creative people, is that God ultimately and in every way is a creator. That's God's purpose in creating us in God's own image, is to be a creator and to create people who can be creative. And I honestly believe that's God's greatest call to us, is to be creative, to see ourselves as partners in creation, to see ourselves as caretakers of God's creation, and to see it as an active process, that we don't just get to sit back and take it all in, but God calls us to be an active part of creation. And part of that means caring for the earth. Part of that means caring for each other. Part of that means just always seeing ourselves as creative and vital parts of this partnership. And I honestly believe that is where, yes, community is formed, is when we are creative partners with God and with each other. And so, in that vein, we invite you to join us as creators in the studio.
In the beginning.
The very beginning.
Before there was anything else.
Anything.
In the beginning, there was nothing. God created the heavens and the earth. all you see and all you don't see.
Earth was a soup of nothingness, of bottomless emptiness and inky blackness.
God's spirit brooded like a bird above the watery abyss.
And then God spoke.
God spoke, and creation began to unfurl, and it hasn't stopped yet. Tonight, this very night, right here in this place, it continues.
sun up, and another day is put in play in its special way. And who can say what will happen today? Wake up, time to rise and shine. Look for the sign that something divine in God's design will fill us today.
It's another day, Brandon. It's a chance to change our view. It's a time for us to do the art of life and love anew.
Who knows what this day will bring, what new song we'll sing, what dream will take wing, 'cause anything can happen today. Open up your eyes to see the possibility of what can be for you and me on a day like today.
It's another day, Brandon. It's a chance to change our view. It's a time for us to do the art of life and love anew. Each day brings surprises. Each day brings new light. Sunsets and sunrises. Day will follow night. Each day symbolizes a chance to set things right. Gifts and sacrifices, with hearts and souls unite.
Well, hey Scott, are you ready for a summer of new creations and surprises here in our studio?
Sure am. And wait until they all hear about this.
Oh yes, yes. We've never had a commission quite like this one. That's for sure.
This is gonna take everyone working together like never before.
Yeah. We'll tell the resident artists about it today. Then we'll bring in the community and tell them about it too.
Sounds good. It's gonna be an amazing day.
Come on, it's another day. It's gonna be okay. So don't delay. Get swept away in the chant of today. Join me in creation song, sing all day long. You can't go wrong. We all belong to the joy of today.
It's another day, Brandon. It's a chance to change our view. It's a time for us to do the art of life and love. It's another day, fresh start. Time to make our lives hard. Time for us to do our part and make mistakes straight from the heart. It's another day. 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 It's another day.
Okay. Gather around, everybody. We've got some exciting news.
Hey, don't worry. You can get back to your projects in a minute. But trust us, you're going to want to hear this news because it involves all of you.
Well, don't keep us in the dark any longer. Spill it. What's the news?
Okay. We've been given a commission. A big one.
What do you mean, we?
I mean us, the studio. All of us.
How can all of us get a commission? What's it for?
It calls for all of us to work together. It's a collaboration.
But what art form does it call for?
Yeah, it can't possibly involve all of us. I'm a dancer, she's a potter. What could we create together?
Exactly.
Well, that is going to be part of the challenge. But trust us, this will need to include every single one of you.
What's the commission?
Oh, be patient. We'll get to that. But let's get some more artists in here before we start anything.
What? More artists? You've got to be joking. It's crowded enough as it is.
Listen, guys, relax. We know what we're doing. We're about to start our summer classes anyways. We could use those students.
Students working on a major commission? What are you talking about?
We're going to have enough trouble figuring things out amongst ourselves without adding amateurs to the mix.
I thought you said this was a big commission, a big deal.
And it is.
Well, I'm pretty sure whoever commissioned it isn't expecting beginners to do it.
No, not just beginners. That's why we need you guys to lead the way.
But you get hundreds of students here once summer classes start, and most of them don't even want to be
Hey, stop worrying. This is going to be an amazing experience. We just need to get all the artists together, and then we'll explain everything. For now, though, let's just get ready for the new students to get here.
Well, they'll be here soon. It's the first day of summer classes.
The best day of the
It's
year.
the best day of the year.
When all of the artists
The artists.
and budding artists
The budding artists.
and undiscovered
The
artists
undiscovered artistes.
come together in our studio. Come in.
Come in.
Come in.
Come in.
Calling all artists. It's time for classes to begin. Calling all painters and sculptors and poets and those who don't know if they're creative at all. Calling all actors and writers and singers. Whatever you bring is how you answer the call. You don't need to know all the finest technique. A willing spirit is all that we seek. You don't need to be an expert at all. All that we ask is that you answer the call.
Calling all artists wherever you are, the completely unknown or the next rising star. We call you to come to the studio now, for this is the place where you'll take your next bow. The artist within you waiting for us cue. Come join us together, we'll make our debut. The ballad is waiting, come find the right view. Together we'll bring out the artist in you. Calling all artists, come and join the fun. Calling all artists, welcome everyone. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all.
Calling the ones who've been told they can sing, and the ones who can bring a song to everyone's ear. Calling the ones who dance to left feet, and the ones who can leap into the beautiful deer. This is the place where our gifts will combine. This is the place where we can tune and refine. This is the place for talent large and small. This is the place for us who answer the call.
Calling all artists wherever you are, the completely unknown or the next rising star. We call you to come to the studio now, for this is the place where you'll take your next bow. The artist within you waiting for his cue. Come join us together, we'll make our debut. The ballad is waiting, come find the right view. Together we'll bring out the artist in you. Calling all artists, come and join the fun. Calling all artists, welcome everyone. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all.
Come on in and take a risk. No need to be scared. No need to resist. Come be more creative. Come use all your gifts. Forget your excuses. Forget your what ifs.
Calling all artists wherever you are, the completely unknown or the next rising star. We call you to come to the studio now, for this is the place where you'll take your next bow. The artist within you waiting for his cue. Come join us together, we'll make our debut. The ballad is waiting, come find the right view. Together we'll bring out the artist in you. Calling all artists, come and join the fun. Calling all artists, welcome everyone. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all. Calling all, calling all, calling all, calling all.
Wonderful. Welcome, all of you. I'm Scott. This is Dylan, and this is our studio. It is a place for artists of every kind, of every level of skill. It is a place where we can create together. You all are going to have an amazing time together. You're part of a very special summer session here at our studio. Before you go off with your art groups, we'd like to let you know about a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we've been given. We've just received a commission, a very important commission. It is going to require all of us working together to create something incredible. Each of you will do this in your art groups. The ceramic students, the painting students, the actors, you get the idea. So to begin with, let's get into those groups, depending on which area you signed up for.
But before we go any further, let's introduce our teaching assistants to you. Yes. First off are Casey, Becca, and Jeff, working with all you singers and other musicians.
Hey everybody, all you guys who signed up for the music track, come on over here with me.
All right, yeah. Next, we have the dancers, Caitlin and Haley. As for those of you actors, we have Jenny, Will, Nadine, and Jenny B.
Hey everyone, let's have the dancers over here and the actors over there.
All right, excellent. Back here we have the painters, Danica, Brad, and Mark. Looks good. Over here we have the ceramics, Erica, Philip, and Hannah. All right, awesome. As for any of you doing any jewelry making, we have Liza and Stacia working over here. And we have Connor, Alyssa, and Chris working in the film and video area. Everybody go find your groups.
Man, look at these guys. I think we're in big trouble.
No kidding. I wonder how many in my group has ever even seen a play, let alone read a script or delivered a line.
I can't wait to see what they do with a lump of clay on a wheel.
All right. Now that you're in your groups, I suggest you get to know each other a little better so we can get working on our commission.
Hey, Teach. I've got some bad news for you. I've never done this before in my life. There's no way I can help with this commission thing you've got going on.
Yeah, me either. I don't even want to be here. This wasn't my idea.
Yeah, count me out too.
Well, maybe we could help mix paints or run copies or something.
Don't be such a kiss-up. I didn't come here to be someone else's gopher.
Hey, can you go refill these paints for me?
Sure, I guess.
Whoa. Nobody's gonna be anybody else's gopher. Each of you will have a part in creating this work. Nobody will be left out, and everyone will have something to offer.
Something to offer? Yeah, right. I could offer you my parents who are making me do this. Maybe they can help you create.
I still don't see how this is going to work.
Relax, Connor. It will work. All right, now to begin with, each group needs one of these. This will be the medium for your work. Your assignment is to tell your story using your art form and represent it on your board.
Hang on. Tell your story? Tell whose story? There's a bunch of us in each group.
Why, yes, exactly. You're going to have to tell each other your stories first, then figure out how to tell them collectively, and then figure out how to put them on your board.
I'm a singer. How am I supposed to put something on a board?
Yeah, how about us actors? Are we supposed to stand on the board and recite a soliloquy?
You guys, we can figure it out. All we have to do is represent our art form. I'm more worried about how we're going to tell all of these stories in one piece.
And that's the challenge. But great art always tells a story. There, that's your first lesson for our summer session. Art always tells a story.
The human story can be found in every book of history. Dates and times and places, all secure and not a mystery. But never can you see or touch or feel it in your heart till you stand before and look upon a living work of art.
Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. The stories in the face.
David by Bernini, 1623. Look at his body twist so the rock can be thrown. Look at his hands tightening as he holds a stone. Look at his fierce determination to claim victory for his own. Look at his face. The story is in the face.
The Pietà by Michelangelo, 1498. Look at the form of Christ lying across her knees. Look at the flowing cloth of unsurpassed beauty. Look at the Virgin's eyes aching to set her son free. Look at her face. The story is in the face.
Art offers us a storyline through color and through shape, through sculpting and through drawing lines. The artist hand creates an image and a story where truth reveals its face about the human spirit living fully in this place.
Tell me the human story. stories in the face.
The 3rd of May by Goya, 1814. Look at the faceless monster of the firing squad. Look at the church in the distance, making the foreground seem odd. Look at the victim in light who is searching for God. Look at his face. The story is in the face.
Return of the Prodigal Son by Rembrandt, 1669. Look at the parable of Christ seen within the frame. Look how the prodigal gains redemption from his shame. Look at the Father releasing his long-held pain. Look at the face. The story is in the face.
Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. The story's in the face. Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. Tell me the human story. Show me the human face. The story's in the face.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to share our stories through our art. That's how this commission will unfold.
Oh, come on. You don't expect us to produce the next David or Pietà, do you?
Yeah, no offense, but I'm looking around here and I don't exactly see the next Michelangelo or Rembrandt here.
Exactly. It's one thing to have these virtuoso artists depicting mythic characters and stories. We're just hacks with boring everyday stories to tell.
Okay, listen. We'll never know until we give it a try.
All right, so who wants to start? Who's got a story to tell?
This is stupid. I'm a little old for bedtime stories.
Really? Hey, Vita, what's your story?
Ooh, well, I'm so glad you asked. Well, once upon a time I was born. Then I lived for a while. Someday I'll die. The end.
Wow, that's fascinating. Could you paint that in a picture for me?
Very funny, you guys, but come on, somebody must have a story to tell. What can we possibly tell that's going to be interesting to anyone else?
Yeah, so far it's been a pretty boring, average life. Who wants to see that displayed for all the world to see?
Yeah, my life bores me and I'm in it. Telling about it will put everyone to sleep.
The interesting stuff is nobody's business anyways.
Look, you guys, we all have a story to tell. I'll start. Picture it this way. Come on, you guys, how are we going to do this?
Picture a way to tell your story. Picture a way to let your story be shown. Here on the canvas alive, capture a moment. Just a glimpse of who you are can be known. Picture it this way.
In a family of 10, one can be overlooked. Running here and there, seems I'm right on the edge. Sometimes I just feel like I can't keep the pace. Life's a crazy rat race. You won't see my face on the front page of the news. I've been doing great things, but I'm not sure you've seen. Notice me now, 'cause I'm growing up fast. My childhood won't last.
But what about my story? Do you really care? Find me, know me, love me, picture it. Who I was and who I wanna be, picture it, picture it. Everything for you to see. Find me, know me, love me, picture it. Picture it, picture it, picture it, picture it, picture away.
On a windy days, we took our favorite kites. In the open fields, we let out the string. Rising and diving, it took to the sky, my best friend and I. But as winter passed and summer was in view, the word goodbye just hung in our midst. I longed for a way to know how to let go and move on from the show.
Picture a way to tell your story. Picture a way to let your story be shown. Here on the canvas alive, capture a moment. Just a glimpse of who you are can be known. This way, that way, your way, their way.
So what do you say, guys? How are we gonna do this?
Our way.
You see, that's the problem. We each picture life so differently.
No kidding. You guys mentioned family and conjure a picture of mom, dad, a little sister, a brother, a dog, an apple pie in middle America. But that's not my experience. When I hear family, I hear crying, yelling, and screaming. All I want to do is run away.
Cool. That's your story. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Cool? Cool? There's nothing cool about that. And I sure don't want to memorialize it for all time on some big mural. I want to forget about it.
I hear you. There's not much about my life I want to glorify and celebrate.
Well, at least you haven't been discriminated against your whole life. Try dealing with that.
My story is that not a single one of you has ever reached out to me since I moved here. And it's been 3 months. Who can relate to that?
My story is my dad's been looking for work for a year and a half, and we can barely afford groceries. And then I have to look at all of you. With your new iPhones and cars and designer clothes, you have no idea what I'm going through.
Look, like I said before, this is stupid. No one can possibly understand someone else's story. How could we?
My parents divorced back when I was 3. My dad didn't care and my mom blamed me. How could you think you could possibly understand? We moved 6 times before I reached my teens. The fight went on and I was caught in between. How could you think you could possibly understand?
The reality's different from what's on the screen. So much of life's better left unseen. It never unfolds exactly as planned. So how could you think you could possibly understand?
Somewhere on the way, I lost my drive and my will. I can't see my dreams and I can't see my skill. How could you think you could possibly understand? I'm stuck in society's endless rat race, yet everyone expects a smile on my face. How could you think you could possibly understand?
great.
Great? What are you talking about? We've just decided that we can't possibly understand each other's stories.
Yeah, all we've done so far is realize how different everyone's story is.
But see, that's what I mean. You guys are doing great.
You mean this is what we're supposed to be doing?
Well, yeah, it's a start. You're sharing and you're listening. The two most important elements in storytelling.
Okay, I get that. But how are we supposed to represent what we're sharing and hearing?
I think we have a little more listening to do before we're ready to put it on the board.
Yeah, we still have a lot of people to hear from.
Stacia, I had no idea you were so unhappy. You always seemed so bubbly.
I always felt like I had to maintain a happy facade. Otherwise, it would just fall apart all the time.
Well, I'm glad you shared. I can be here for you if you need a friend.
Thanks, I do.
Chris, I'm sorry I never talked to you before. It just always seemed like you wanted to be alone.
Well, I just never knew how to break into your group.
My group? I didn't even think I had a group. Most of the time, I feel pretty left out too.
Wow, really?
Really?
Oh, I'm getting that warm and fuzzy feeling again. Maybe we can all go on Oprah and cry together.
Why are you always so cynical?
Because this is so contrived. All these good feelings will last about as long as this class. And it's back to the way things have always been.
Exactly. In case you haven't noticed, nobody's paying attention to anybody's stories out there in the world.
Maybe that's the problem.
Well, of course that's the problem. But we can't even understand what each other are going through here in this group, and we're all pretty much the same.
It's human nature to resort to competition and self-defense. It's just the way of the world.
But look how quickly we started to understand each other just by sharing a few stories. Maybe it starts here.
We'll see.
I still don't see how this is going to work. How do we fit all of these stories and all of these feelings into one work of art? I just don't see how we're going to do it.
I think you still have some more sharing and listening to do. Why don't you all head off to your art rooms and keep the sharing going and see what you come up with. Just remember, you're doing great. You really are.
Well, guys, I feel like I know you all a lot better than when we got started. You think we're ready to get going on our piece?
Sure, what do you want to do?
What if we each made a small ceramic representation of what we've shared, then attach it to our board?
Hey, you guys.
And then we could put a border around the whole thing. A border! I love borders!
Yeah, a border. That would unify it.
Hey, you guys.
And then we could recruit fire to the border. And for each of our individual pieces, I'm thinking we could glaze
Hey,
them
you
with...
guys. Should any of us use a wheel, or are we just pinch potting?
You guys.
Yeah, what is it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've been trying to make a tree out of this clay for 45 minutes, and it looks more like a snake eating a porcupine.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I can't do this.
I'm so excited about this, you guys. I can just see how each of your stories will translate to the canvas.
Canvas?
Well, okay, the wood.
Let's make our board a big mural. Each of us can paint a section of it with their own stories.
Yeah, but how am I
And
gonna-
maybe unify it with a border, or have some common themes throughout.
Yeah, but do you think I could do
that
it?
would bring the whole thing together? So while showing the distinct and separate stories of each of us, it would be at the same time a cohesive work that shows thematic unity.
Yeah, but how am I supposed to
Have
do
you
that?
seen some of the reliefs and murals from the temples at Ephesus? It was such an important early church with such amazing art. We can model our section after some of those works.
Yeah, but how am I going to do that?
Then we can bring them all together with something in the center that represents us all.
Yeah, but do you think I can do
Maybe
anything
in
that
the
was
center we could tie in some of the timeless images from mythology, like Apollo, the god of truth and music, or Bacchus, the god of wine and merriment.
Yeah, but how am I going
Yeah, we could even do some watercolor, maybe even some pen and ink.
Yeah, but do you
Let's
think...
get going. Each of us can have about a 4x4 space for our pictures.
Yeah, but how do I do it? I flunked painting in kindergarten.
How do you flunk painting?
Well, I just kept painting and painting, trying to get it just right. Until finally, every time I ended up with a huge blob that was brownish, greenish, blackish.
Ew, okay, I get it.
Listen, just paint what you feel.
I'm trying to.
Listen, just mold what you feel.
I'm trying to, but everything I make is a catastrophe.
Where 2 or 3 are gathered, all stepping out for faith. I find myself shop. But might they really find their art if risk is taken from the start? It's all a big mess and I'm so depressed. Gotta figure out a way for me to de-stress. I feel worthless cause I'm no success, and this love and clay is really simply hopeless. I wanna jump in cause what I'm feeling is somewhere down the road I really will win. But until then I'm in a tailspin cause all the other artists really kicking.
Oh, everything I make is some catastrophe. Making art when you ain't great means you have to compensate for all the things that you can't make, and all you feel is frustrated. Agent going through the night, that their lines and oversight. Fix that hue so the color's right. Why am I feeling uptight?
I've got a canvas and it's a real bust. Everybody else has got to use papyrus. They keep handing us all this crazy stuff, like pictures were a copy of Ephesus and Bacchus. Hey, look, it's all of us. I really think that this will be disastrous. I'm not an artist, I'm feeling quite flushed. The creations in my mind are really outrageous.
Everything is some catastrophe. Making art when you ain't great means you have to compensate for all the things that you can't make, and all you feel is frustrated. Agent going through the night, that their lines and oversight. Fix that hue so the color's right. Why am I feeling uptight? They say that God don't make no jump. God don't make no jump. God don't make no jump.
But I sure do.
So I say, why do I make jump? Why do I make jump? Why do I make jump? Please God shine through.
Well, guys, looks like we've got our work cut out for us. What can we make in jewelry that represents our stories?
How does jewelry tell a story? It's just little accessories people wear to look fancy.
Kyle, that's not entirely true. Jewelry is an important expression of a person's character.
That's right, Liza. Some people like it small, simple, and understated.
And some people like big, gaudy, and ostentatious.
We've actually learned a lot about entire civilizations by studying the kind of jewelry they made and what it was used for.
Okay. But still, how am I supposed to tell my story through some beads and string?
Aren't you paying attention? It's not just beads and string.
Whatever. Maybe I could be like P. Diddy and make some major bling. Maybe that will tell my story.
How about we focus on the stories we share together and how to make them into one piece?
Why one piece? Why don't we make a bunch of different pieces and tie them all together in the end?
Or we could do like a giant charm bracelet, and each charm could represent our individual stories.
Charm bracelet? I hope you're kidding.
You guys, it's not as important what we make as that it reflects what we're sharing with each other. Let's try listening to each other one more time and see if any images pop into our heads. And while you guys are sharing, I'm gonna go grab some more supplies. Anyone need anything?
Hey, can you grab me a latte?
Okay, so we're agreed. We will write a one-act play incorporating each of our stories, with each of us playing ourselves.
Then we'll stage a production and take lots of pictures, and put those pictures,
Plus the script.
plus the script, on our board representing our stories come to life.
Sounds good, but in addition to playing myself, we'll need several of you to play the supporting roles in my story.
Supporting roles?
Exactly. My story is really quite gripping and requires a lot of very talented...
We're not gonna have time for all that. My story's gonna take some time to unfold. It's really quite amazing. Having been born overseas and coming here in a cargo ship, I'll need some special effects, some
Well, who needs a good editor? You're a legend in your own mind. I'm thinking if we really want people to be moved by this production, well, we need the central character.
Central character?
Yeah.
And who would that be?
Well, I was thinking, me. My story is so unique, yet it's really the story of every man, woman, with the universal theme of survival and triumph over all.
Oh, brother, sister, I don't think the stage is big enough for you, us, and your ego.
I love that idea, Casey. We'll put all of our stories in song. Then we'll record a CD. Then we'll put the actual CD plus all of our sheet music on our board. Cool.
Casey?
Awesome. When do we audition? Audition? For the solos.
Who said anything about solos?
Of course there are going to be solos on it.
And you think you're going to get one?
Not just one, probably like 3 or 4.
Oh, and what happened to check your ego at the door?
It's not about ego. I just have an angelic gift that needs to be shared with others.
Well, I got news for you, buddy. A lot of us have gifts that need to be shared.
And I suppose you think you're one of them?
Well, not to brag or anything, but everyone always says I should go on American Idol.
Oh, and if everyone always says it, then it must be true.
How would you know? You've never even heard me sing.
Thank God for that small miracle.
Okay, let's be careful. Remember, it's about listening to each other's stories, not who gets the most solos.
Once you hear my voice, you'll forget about those stories. Let's just have the auditions.
Let's just have the auditions.
Then you'll see.
For a song to be sung like it's meant to be sung takes talent and training and heart. Anyone, anywhere can simply sing along, but only an artist makes art. With comedy, gift that is precious and rare. It's clearly that gift has been given to me is one that I'll happily share. So shine the spotlight on me. I've got gifts for all to see. Please don't crowd my space. Let the audience see my face. Shine the spotlight on me.
Rewrite words come alive on stage. Use drama, expression, and heart. It may look quite easy from the audience seat, but only an artist makes art. Doing comedy, tragedy, pathos, and fear is a gift that is precious and rare. And clearly that gift has been given to me. It is one that I'll happily share.
So shine the spotlight on me. I've got gifts for all to see. Please don't crowd my space. Let the audience see my face. Shine the spotlight on me. I have an odd legato that I like to sing legato. And when I do it always brings the house down. When I get to my cadenza, the crowd goes into a frenzy. No one's ever heard a sweeter sound.
When you hear my soliloquy, I must say with humility, I guarantee you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll cheer. To move the audience is my goal. It doesn't matter what the role, whether Ibsen, William Stoppard, or Shakespeare.
I have an odd legato that I like to sing legato. When I do it always brings the house down. When I get to my cadenza, the crowd goes into a frenzy. No one's ever heard a sweeter sound. I have an odd legato that I like to sing legato. When I do it always brings the house down.
my cadenza.
Hit it, Dirk.
The crowd goes into a frenzy that no one's ever heard
Or Shakespeare.
So shine the spotlight on me. I got this for all to see. Please don't crowd my space. Let the audience see my face. Shine the spotlight on me. Let the audience see my face. Shine the spotlight on me. Let the audience see my face. Shine the spotlight on me.
So how's it going?
Oh, I think it's going okay. Everyone seems to be working pretty hard.
My group's definitely listening better to each other. I think I've finally gotten everyone to share their stories.
Well, excellent. That's great to hear.
Yeah, it's going well.
I don't know, we're still kind of struggling.
With what?
With just making space for each other, I guess. They've listened some, but some of them, or us, I guess, are just jockeying for top position.
They'll work it out.
We're having a tough time.
With what?
Well, I just feel like we're kind of lost. We've shared the stories, and we're really excited about making this work. But we don't know how to put it all together. We don't know what to do with them. It's kind of like we're lost in the creation.
Lost in the night, I'm searching for the light. Joy is just in sight, and things are seeming right. Let's just hold on tight, as creation is made right. Lost in creation, and I'm looking for confirmation that my stories are a compilation of a life's worth affirmation. You know I'm all about dedication when I'm feeling some trepidation.
See, my goal is recreation of God's wonder, not limitation. It's all about participation throughout the generations. Let's make a presentation where we're bound in admiration.
Lost in the night, I was searching for the light. Joy is just inside, things are seeming right. Let's just hold on tight, as creation is made right. I was lost, now I'm found. I was stuck deep in the ground, yeah. But you love your love brought me around. Now I'm seeing joy abound. My art can now resound, yeah. My creation is profound. I was lost in the night, I was searching for the light. Joy is just inside, and things are seeming right. Let's just hold on tight, as creation is made right.
What they're saying is nothing new. It's
easy to get lost in the process and the details and the differences. It's easy to get lost in the immensity of the task. It's easy to get lost, and getting lost to become paralyzed.
Isn't that what's happened to our world?
Well, it sure seems like it. Everyone gets so caught up in their own story, their own piece of creation. They start to block everything else out.
They not only block it out, a lot of them actively prevent others from participating.
Which is why we're trying to do it a different way.
And yet, even here in a little arts field, people are lost and confused and arguing and blocking.
Yes, and creating and solving and working it out. The biggest thing to realize is that while we have a part in creation and in creating, it's ultimately not up to us.
What do you mean?
Well, from my point of view, there is only one creator. And that creator invites all of us, each of us, to join in the creating. We have been given gifts, and our lives have unfolded in a series of stories. The problem occurs when we forget the source of those gifts and the threads of those stories.
The creator?
God.
Exactly.
But if we keep messing it up so badly, doesn't that mean God really isn't such a great creator?
Well, no, hardly. It means that God is an infinitely patient creator and an infinitely creative creator.
But God created this beautiful and perfect universe, and from the second humans became humans, we've been slowly destroying it.
No kidding. Our history isn't exactly stellar.
But that's because the creation always continues. Just as your groups are still trying to figure it out, we're all still trying to figure it out.
But figuring it out is ridiculously complicated.
And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
But you see, that's the thing. It's really not that complicated at all. At its core, it's actually very simple. Gather round, come close and listen now. A simple truth that we all seek. Let down your pride and open up your heart to hear the message that we speak. A simple message that eludes us all, till our purpose is made clear, that all creation's molded out of love, not ignorance or fear. It's so simple now, when love is revealed. Whoa. So simple now to be the one who's here. It's so simple now. Let the shrimp on shackles fall. Whoa. It's so simple now to be the light of hope for all.
Until we all are welcome to this place, the masterpiece is not complete. Unfold the gifts to guide you and define your life as one of great belief. We all are called to listen and respect. We all are shown new ways to learn. As living flames, we light this sacred place, creating space for love to burn.
It's so simple now. It's so simple now. It's so simple now. Simple now.
So gather up the tools found in this place to help us all create as one. tapestry of care. Until these walls cry out, we're done. Then let us bring it out into the world. Let love seek out the darkest place, and then be born on wings to soar beyond, letting love be our embrace.
Simple, so simple now, and when love is revealed. Whoa. Simple, so simple now, to be the one who's healed. Simple, so simple now, and let the grip of shackles fall. Whoa. Simple, so simple now, to be the light of hope for all. It's so simple now. It's so simple now. It's so simple now. Simple, simple now. Simple, simple now. Simple, simple now.
Maybe that's why I love dance so much. It's so simple.
It looks really hard to me.
I don't mean simple, easy. I mean uncomplicated, getting to the core of meaning.
So how does dance do that? By taking the words out, we're able to express the deeper meaning. It becomes an expression of our entire bodies. By expressing that meaning physically, we come to a deeper understanding of that meaning, how it affects us, and how we connect with it. The dancers have come up with our story. We call it Creation Found.
Wonderful. Let's see it. Well, friends, the time has come to share your projects.
Wait, we're not even finished yet.
Yeah, neither are we.
That's okay. See, it's never finished. Let's just see where we are at this moment, in this place.
Our piece has silhouettes of each member of our group cut out of metal and decorated with symbols of each of our stories.
On our board, we put the sheet music to a song we all sang together, plus a CD of some of our favorite songs, and some other things that represent the way music has helped us tell our stories over the years.
We in the video crew put a picture on ours that represents the way video comes from creativity and helps the world see our story come to life.
The ceramics group put an inking cross, which represents creation and the way all parts of it are interconnected. We put the cross on top of an eternity spiral. To us, this represents the sacred way our stories connect.
On our board, we put four playwrights who have told the human story over the centuries. Behind it, we put our own script, which tells each of our unique stories.
The dancers made a silhouette of a dancer and mounted it on a galaxy to represent how dance connects us and our stories with all of creation.
The painting group thought about a lot of different possibilities. We eventually settled on a very simple depiction of a tree of life. To us, it symbolizes the human family and the life and the roots that connect us all.
And in the center, a plate.
This symbolizes the life, the love, the stories that we all share.
Oh, would you look at that? It's amazing. You guys have done a spectacular job.
Well, is it right?
Of course it's right. It's not just right, it's perfect.
Is it what the patron asked for?
Yeah. Is he or she or whoever gonna like it?
Oh, they're going to love it.
Who is? Who commissioned this?
Yeah, what was the commission anyway?
Are you going to read it to us?
Well, I don't see why not. Kristen, why don't you read it?
The Great Commission is the Great Commandment. That's it?
Who's it from?
It's not signed. There's no address on the envelope either.
What the heck does that mean? Well, have you ever heard of the Great Commission?
Isn't that where Jesus tells his disciples to go and convert everyone?
Not exactly. It's the word that Jesus leaves with his disciples. It's different in Matthew, Luke, John, and Acts. Essentially, though, Jesus tells his disciples, really tells each and every one of us to share the message, the story with the whole world.
And this says the Great Commission is the Great Commandment.
And what's the Great Commandment?
When Jesus was asked, what is the greatest commandment? He said, love God with all that you are, heart, soul, and mind. And he didn't stop there. He said the next greatest commandment is much like it. Love your neighbor as yourself.
And he said that everything else was dependent on those two.
So it's all about love.
Yes, that's the commandment. That's the commission. That's what God is calling us to do.
Call me Lord with fire to be your holy one. Call me with your grace to understand. Then tell me every step you'll walk beside me, Lord. Day after day after day to the end of the age. Well, I say don't hold back, no, no, 'cause God is calling you. You gotta take up the word and speak when God starts calling you. You gotta get up, get on, and get to the people now. You gotta move on, and teach all the people how to love and live for all.
You commissioned me to teach the nations of your way and with your great commandments I will go. To love you, Lord, with all my heart and soul and mind, and love all my neighbors and you as I love myself.
Well, I say don't hold back, no, 'cause God is calling you. You gotta take up the word and speak when God starts calling you. You gotta get up, get on, and get to the people now. You gotta move on, and teach all the people how to love and live for all.
I will go to those who I have turned away. I will listen to their stories with new ears. Oh, I will pray that all creation is revealed, and permission, a mission from my heart to love.
Step out, break forth, heal the world. See past old ways, free the world. Love me, know me, be the world. And the sand, God's calling you. Well, I say don't hold back, no, 'cause God is calling you. You gotta take up the word and speak when God starts calling you. You gotta get up, get on, and get to the people now. You gotta move on, and teach all the people how to love and live for all.
The creation story, the creator story, God's story, is the message Jesus kept trying to tell us through his own stories, through his own teachings, and even with his own life.
And that message is love God with all that you've got and love your neighbor as yourself?
Exactly. Like you said, everything else is dependent on that simple formula. Jesus gave everything trying to help us understand that.
So that's the point of this commission, the point of creation, to show our love for God and for each other.
And ourselves.
I think that's the point of all creation. God's creation is an unending gift of love. And it doesn't stop there. God loves us so much that we are invited to join in the creation with God.
That is, well, awesome.
It's more than just awesome, it's amazing.
We get to be a part of it.
It is indeed awesome and amazing and everything else you can think of. And yes, every single one of us gets to be a part of it. God created us to be living, thinking, breathing, creating parts of his own creation. We are created to be creators, and creation is an act of love.
The ultimate act of love.
The ultimate act of love. Jesus did the same thing with his disciples. He invited them to sit at the table with him, even as he was preparing to leave them. They sat at the table with him, and they joined in the meal with him. And at that moment, he became a part of them, just as he becomes a part of us. Finally, it is at the table where we are made whole.
A table, look, it's a table, a creation that's living, breathing being.
You alone, oh God, will be my resting place. You're a table and a shelter in the storm. A place where your creation heals and all are welcome home. You are my resting place. You are my healing place.
Built of wood and clay, of cloth and dreams it stands, a vision for tomorrow found today. We find you simply waiting, hidden in the commonplace,
That's because we haven't heard every story yet. There are still people that need to be invited to join us.
Yeah, people like we were, who don't know they have gifts to offer or that they're a part of this creation.
There are still people who've been turned away from the table.
And peoples whose gifts haven't been noticed, or who haven't noticed their gifts.
Right. Everyone has gifts given to them by God. Gifts of humanity, gifts of the Spirit.
But when they're excluded because of who they are, what they look like, who they're created to be, where they're from, their gifts, and their humanity are not noticed.
Honoring creation means keeping a space open for those who have been turned away before, or who haven't come to the table yet at all.
I think you've got it. Creation never stops because life itself is always growing, always unfolding, always creating. We must never stop listening, telling, letting our own stories be told, listening to the stories of everyone at the table. And we must never stop making room at the table. This is a commission that is never finished.
So our work is never done?
Sounds exhausting.
Exhausting? Well, maybe sometimes, but it's also energizing.
To be a part of creation, of God's world unfolding before our eyes, there's nothing more exciting than that.
Nothing more exciting, or confusing, or fulfilling, or amazing. It's the essence of what life and living are all about. Joining with God to create a world where love is the final word, where everyone's gifts are recognized, and where everyone's story is told.
That's a pretty tall order.
Well, yeah, of course it is. And we haven't perfected it yet in human history. But God is the artist who never gives up, who loves the creation even in its imperfection, and who knows that it continues to unfold. And it's not too late, and it's never too late for us to join in the creation and sing along with the Creator.
Have you stopped to look around? Have you listened for the sound? Creation is calling and everyone's falling in love with what God's doing here. Can you feel the spark within as you sense new life begin? Creation continues, awakens and renews, dispelling all doubt and all fear.
There's a song that's unsung still, just waiting for your touch, your kiss that will add us to the tapestry God now creates. And your eyes and ears and voice, let your spirit shout, rejoice. No talent is too small, this artist requires all of his masterpiece. We celebrate creation unfolds before our eyes, with delight and with surprise. We are swept away in this joyous day. God has given us creation unfolds within our hands, and we finally understand it takes you and me together to see that life's miraculous. When we gather with the sun, this creation's just begun. There's so much more than
stepping into this studio with us and creating with us. And you may be thinking, how did I create something? Well, the way you created was opening your mind tonight to new ways of thinking, new ways of seeing things. And so here tonight we ask you that when you leave, that you commit yourself to this great commission of moving out and sharing God's word and God's love with everyone you meet. That is the way we honor God's creation, and that everyone is included in God's table. And we thank you for the opportunity to be able to share our creation with you, and for you sharing back your creation with us. And we, of course, have people to thank tonight who have really helped make Dirk's and my creation something really special. So first we'd like to say thank you to Katie Stout. Has been working with and for me in this last, since through the winter until now, and she's been a great blessing. And to all of youth ministry, but especially this summer, getting this together, has been my right-hand woman in every way, so thank you, Katie. And then Cindy, who used to be doing the job that Katie's now doing, Cindy's worked into a new job here in the video ministries, which has really helped get the creative element of vision of ministry involved in our church. And a great thanks to Cindy and her work. She is always, even though she may be my second-hand woman, sometimes she's maybe always my first-hand woman. Although doing video, that was kind of a big fake, because what she was doing for us for this show is doing the sound, and she makes us sound beautiful. And then there are lights, and I need to call on them next because they've got to come down from way up above. So if Harold and David and Dustin could come down. Harold does this amazing creative thing with us, and sitting here in the front row is also Stephen Smith, who didn't do anything at this performance, but does all the time in our ministry here at the church and doing that. And he has someone who will be growing up into this group in time, so I'm sure Stephen will be standing here with us one day. But tonight, a special thanks to Harold. And where are you, Harold? He always hates it when I call him down from the booth. Going on the tour, but the people who are running the spotlights and doing some of the preparations, they won't be joining us until Wednesday when we leave. So David and Dustin, as former singers in this group, said, sure, we'll step in, and that is absolutely the spirit of Starfire Live that continues. Last things goes to those who have created the images that you see up here. And C.J. Arneson has been a part of our vision making for this show since, shortly after we began. And he pulled into that J.P. Bowles, who also has quite a gift for this. And Andrew has been helping to video this for us. So we thank them all for their gifts of vision and image in our lives. gentlemen sang in this group at one time. See, we're just kind of getting this great crowd of wonderful people in our lives to surround us. And then a special thanks to all of you who support us all the time, year-round, who make being at this church an absolute joy, and who give us the opportunity to share in worship each week, to be able to share our gifts to bring out the message of God alive in each of us every day. So like I said, when we leave tonight, will you make sure that you take with yourselves the commitment to live out this great commission of Jesus Christ, to love this world and to spread this word. We will now just...
Hold on, we're missing two very important people who the show would not be anywhere near what it would be without them, so.
So Carol, we have caused you much stress in the last 5 weeks or so. So we got you a day to pamper yourself with. And please, we just want you to enjoy yourself and enjoy what we got for you.
We've also caused Dirk a mild amount of stress, and so instead of cucumbers in his eyes, we're going to give him a little something different to relax once tour's over. And so I have two gentlemen assistants who will be rolling in something extremely special for the DeMonte backyard. In case you can't see, it's a grill. And we got some propane tanks, some brushes, a nice little kit for them, and 2-year warranty as well.
I think they saw our barbecue at the overnight or something.
Everybody tells a story. Thank you. Yeah.
So we'll just take this time now to, since the gifts have been given, I guess it's your time to give the gifts. This is simply, the gift you give tonight is actually a gift for God, because it helps us to spread this word, move out in the world and share this. So whatever you can give, and not just monetary gifts, but also the prayers that you can send with us as we journey. We would be so appreciative of that. So just take a minute. We will sit and relax and then sing our closing song for you after. end of this time together, we ask that as tradition, all of those who are alumni will come up and sing with us tonight.